I'm back from winter break. I survived a snowstorm and somehow still made it to the studio. Hello, I'm Riley Kapchuk.
And I'm Gonna Good. Even the snow couldn't slow down the Explorers this week. From big performances to big wins, LaSalle athletes made their mark. You're watching LaSalle's home for the Explorers Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. We're back to bring you the LaSalle sports you know, love, and missed.
And later, Dejah goes on the sideline with a member of our new baseball team.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1, the NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week is from the women's swimming and diving team, Carlota Ungo. Ungo claimed first place in the 100-yard breaststroke and also played a key role in the team's victory in the 200-yard medley relay.
Number 2, for the second time this season, freshman Kiara Williams from the women's basketball team has been named Big 5 Rookie of the Week.
Number 3, congratulations to Felix Jetbrat from the men's swimming and diving team for being honored at Philadelphia Sports Writer Association banquet, where they honor local athletes, coaches, and sports personality annually. Jetbrat is a standout swimmer for LaSalle, winning multiple A10 titles in the 50-yard free, 100-yard free, and setting program records.
That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. The LaSalle men's and women's track and field teams returned to the armory of the Dr. Sanders Scorcher on Friday and Saturday, turning in an all-around performance across both days of competition. On the women's side, sophomore Cara Copolino set the tone with a first-place finish in the Women's Open 3K in a time of 10 minutes and 2 seconds, which was a big personal best for Copolino. Jillian Levette had an incredible run in the same event, finishing in a time of 9 minutes 52 seconds, which was a personal best for Levette. And senior Neve Moulet followed with a top 10 finish in the Invitational 3K in a time of 9 minutes 37 seconds, which was also another personal best for the Explorers. This time currently ranks 103rd nationally this season and in the top 7 all-time list at LaSalle. The Explorers continue to shine in the 200 meters with sophomore Adago Ilonze running a time of 25.8 seconds and junior Soleil Morrison ran a time of 24.85 seconds, both earning top 10 finishes in their respective races. While freshman Carlene Lionel placed top 10 in the Women's Open 60-meter in a time of 7.967 seconds. In the mile event, moving on to Saturday, Becca Bound took the track in the open mile, marking just her second collegiate indoor race. Bound set the tone for the day with a strong performance, finishing 26 overall in a time of 5 minutes 10 seconds. Georgia Rose Dolson also competed in the event and delivered an impressive run, placing inside the top 20 with a time of 5 minutes 6 seconds.
On the men's side, freshman Jacob Gardner closed out day 1 for the Explorers with a 6th-place finish in the men's Invitational 3K in an impressive time of 8 minutes and 14 seconds, and sophomore Dylan Stoneman ran a time of 8 minutes and 21 seconds, both athletes recording a personal best in the event. Fellow sophomore Evan Diaz posted a time of 1 minute and 59 seconds in the 800 meters. In the men's open 400 meter, freshmen Jonathan Shook and Anthony DeAngelo both delivered impressive runs, finishing inside the top 20 with times of 51.62 seconds and 51.63 seconds respectively. On day 2, LaSalle continued to shine in the sprints as freshman Jordan Grady earned a top 10 finish in the 200 meters with a time of 22.51 seconds. The meet concluded on a high note for the men's distance squad as senior Chanel Muir placed second overall in the mile with a time of 4 minutes and 1 second, the 55th fastest in the nation this season, while senior Charlie Haslett ran a big personal best in the 3K in a time of 13 minutes and 59 seconds. And sophomores Charlie Rogers also ran a personal best of 14 minutes and 7 seconds, with Matt Hill just seconds behind. Each secured top 10 finishes in the men's 5K, with Hazlett's time ranking 83rd nationally.
The LaSalle women's swimming and diving team faced a difficult test against Rutgers University on Friday, falling 225 to 71. Burns Sheelick earned the team's highest finishes, taking second place in both the 100-yard breaststroke and 200-yard individual medley, with times of 1 minute and 5 seconds and 2 minutes 9 seconds, respectively. Tori Fenn followed with powerful efforts, earning third in both the 100-yard backstroke and 100-yard freestyle. Felicia Rogel also contributed strong performance, tying for third in the 100-yard butterfly and fourth in the 1,000-yard freestyle. Gabriella Herbinder brought in the rear with a fourth-place finish for the 200-yard freestyle. The team was able to end the meet on a high, placing second overall in the 200-yard freestyle relay with a time of 1 minute 38 seconds.
The women's basketball team was on the road in New York Saturday against St. Bonaventure, and they managed to secure a tight but decisive victory. The game went to the Explorers' way all night, and they built a 21-point lead by halftime. Ashley Connor and Aris McDoon led the effort, scoring 21 and 23 points respectively. The nets were wide for all the Explorers. As a team, they hit over twice as many threes at St. Bonaventure. Sophomore Joan Quinn scored 16 and freshman Kiara Williams scored 10, making this the fifth game this season where the Explorers had 4 scorers in double digits. With the win, the Explorers moved to 11-9 on the season and 4-5 in Atlantic Big Ten play.
The women's swimming and diving team was back in the pool Saturday, this time for a sweeping win against Fordham, beating the team 157 to 143. The meet started strong on the swimming front with an early win in the 200-yard medley relay. Gabriella Herminder, Carlota Ungo, Camilla Frost, and Victoria Fenn worked together to get first and a time of 1 minute 41 seconds. Herminder continued to show great performance to lead the Explorers with the first place finish in the 200-yard freestyle with a time of 1 minute 52 seconds and a second place finish in the 200-yard backstroke with a time of 2 minutes 17 seconds. Ungo followed with standout first place finishes in both the 100-yard breaststroke with a time of 1 minute 2 seconds and the 200-yard breaststroke with a time of 2 minutes 16 seconds. Camilla Frost also achieved a win in the 100-yard butterfly and a second-place finish in the 200-yard butterfly. Capping off individual finishes was Felicia Rogel with a first-place finish in the 200-yard individual medley and third in the 200-yard butterfly. The Explorers didn't let up on the diving either. Tiffany Braun placed second on the 1-meter board with a score of 267.23, while Lily Chandler added a third-place finish on the 3-meter board with a fourth-place finish on the 1-meter. The women concluded the meet with yet another first-place relay finish, this time the 400-yard freestyle, with a combined time of 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
The men's swimming and diving team also faced Fordham on Saturday during the dual meet. Contributing to the Explorers' overall win, the swimmers opened with the meet of 200-yard medley relay victory. Tadreek Gozik, AJ Wong, Felix Jetbrat and Carter Perkins fought together for the winning time of 1 minute and 28 seconds. Perkins dominated freestyle events, placing first in both the 100-yard and 200-yard freestyle events, with times of 47 seconds and 1 minute and 45 seconds respectively. Gozik performed strongly in backstroke events, placing first in the 100-yard backstroke and second in the 200-yard. Continuing the Explorers' winning streak, Jetbrat achieved wins in both the 100-yard and 200-yard butterfly events, while Blaze Hoffman in the first in 200-yard backstroke and 200 individual medley. The divers also worked for the win, with Calvin LeBlanc placing second for the 1-meter board. Carter Randall also contributed, placing second for the 3-meter board and third for the 1-meter board. The team closed out the meet with an additional first-place relay finish with a time of 3 minutes for the 400-yard freestyle relay.
The LaSalle women's basketball team fell just short against St. Joseph's University Wednesday night, falling 69-65. A late-game push in the final quarter led to the closing of the 10-point gap, but the Explorers couldn't manage to overcome the deficit. Joan Quinn and Kiara Williams led the charge, earning 18 and 17 points respectively, with a combined 9 rebounds and 2 assists. Ashley Connor followed with 13 points, and Aris McDoon carried up the tail of the efforts with 11 points. Following this close loss, this leaves the Explorers 9-8 overall and 3-2 in A10 play.
Moving on to the LaSalle men's basketball team, who only had one game this past week on Wednesday night at Rose Hill Gym against Fordham. The Explorers were led by Jerome Brewer, Jr., with 21 points and 7 rebounds, shooting 8 for 11 from the field. Overall, the Explorers overall shot 33.9% for the field. In the first half, LaSalle was up 34-32, but couldn't keep the lead in the second half, scoring 24 in the second half compared to Fordham's 32 point. The Explorers lost to Fordham 64-58. With this loss, the Explorers record moves to 7-14 overall. Bit of a mixed bag of wins and losses. I think we started off the week with a few wins.
Men's basketball or everything overall? Everything?
Overall.
Oh, yeah.
But with men's basketball.
We'll say that for last.
Talk about that.
We'll say that for
but
last.
the swim, I went to the swim meet, and it was senior day.
The Rutgers game?
No, the swimming and diving.
Yeah,
against Fordham.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
I think.
Yeah, that was the better meet than the Rutgers one.
Oh yeah, I didn't go to the Rutgers one.
Yeah.
There was a way, I think, but it was packed, like full of people. And then Fordham had a few people on the other side. But LaSalle definitely outshone them with the amount of people who came out to support them.
How many seniors do we have?
A lot.
They're losing a lot of seniors.
A lot of seniors. So I think names as well.
Oh,
Carlotta, Jet Brown.
Felix.
Yeah, Felix.
Yeah.
Carter, I think. Or he might be a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. He has one more year.
It's kind of like sad because they have them all, like their faces against the pool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, is this the whole team? But no, it's actually just the seniors.
that is sad. Like we're old too. You're about to have a senior night eventually too.
Yeah, next semester.
But track's doing really good. There's new names, a lot of new names, setting new records. Mm-hmm. That's always great to see. The new records really holds. Yeah. Like puts the team out there. So.
I think they had 2 people on the LaSalle all-time list. So it was Neve and Charlie. Mm-hmm. But the meets come like quick and fast. Like we've got one this weekend, we've got one next weekend. So it's all about performing when you can. But it's cool to see a lot of fresh names as well, like Cara and Becca, the young ones coming up.
And they're all freshmen?
Becca is a freshman, yeah. Cara's a sophomore.
That's great. Having your name out freshman year. I mean, you had your name out freshman year.
She's Welsh as well, so she's following in my footsteps.
Yeah,
hopefully a bit better than me. She's already got a Welsh record
junior.
from her first race.
That's
good. It's cool. And the guys, the sprinters also doing very well. Dom, their coach, is very passionate about the team, and he's brought in a lot of new people. So it's cool to see that it's not just the distance people who are getting the recognition, also the sprinters.
Yeah, that's nice. And are you running next weekend?
I'm redshirting, so I'm not competing this semester.
Oh.
I'm taking a little bit of a break.
Okay, well, you need it. You need it. Get ready for our next
more
competition in Oregon or wherever it's going to be next. Wherever it's next. And then basketball, women's basketball, I'm proud of them. They're doing good. They're holding themselves together better than they can. They definitely are held to a higher standard with like all the new players and like especially the older, like Ashley Connor. Yeah. She is held to a high standard, like on court, basically.
Yeah. I think we've got solid players on the women's side compared to the men. Mm-hmm. Like we've had a few players for now, like 2-3 years. Joni, Ashley's been here for 2 years. Eris has been here the whole time.
Eris has been here the whole time.
So it's nice to have them be recognised for their game, but also like Kira Williams, who's just come in, freshman. Mm-hmm. So it's a good mix. They're a bit more solid than the guys.
Yeah. Very much. They have an idea, I would say. I feel like they
seem like they know each other.
They feel more passionate about playing than the other team.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And then big games this weekend against both St. Joe's. So hopefully they can have a little bit of a turnaround from the deficit, their loss for both teams.
Hopefully. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll look ahead to the upcoming baseball season with one of its players.
See it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. Earlier today, SportsLine Dejah talked baseball with utility player Chase Swain. Let's get his perspective on the sport's return to LaSalle.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of On the Sidelines. It feels so great to be back behind this desk interviewing our LaSalle athletes. Today with me, I have Chase Swain, a part of the LaSalle baseball team. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Excited to be here.
Yes, it's so glad to have you here. We haven't had a baseball team since 2021, and it's finally back in the groove of things. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I was committed here in 2019, right before they cut the program. I know Dave. I've known Dave for a long time, the head coach, and he's been looking forward to try and getting this program back for a long time, and I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys play. Now, I know you guys had a huge roster cut during fall semester. Were you nervous about being on the team or getting cut, staying?
I wasn't nervous about getting cut necessarily, but I feel for the guys that were. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things that's kind of going across Division I baseball right now. Every team, I came from West Virginia, same thing there. They bring in 50 to 60 guys. They cut 15 to 20 dudes off the roster, and it's just the way of life right now in college sports. So.
Yeah, and especially with baseball, because there's a lot of people that come out for it, and you have to make those cuts. Now, you just mentioned you came from West Virginia University. What made you choose LaSalle and come here?
A big part of it's the coach, Coach Miller. I played for him. I've been kind of all over. Unfortunately, this is my 5th school. Not unfortunate that I'm at LaSalle, but going to 5 schools, it's not how I drew it up. But I've played for Dave this is going to be 3 out of the 4 years that I have played in college. So he's obviously a huge reason. And like I mentioned before, I was committed to LaSalle in, my junior year of high school. That was 2019. So kind of a full circle moment. I vouched to bring this program back when we brought Dave Portnoy on campus. We raised a ton of money to try and save the program. So I've kind of always been a believer in this program, in this place. So really happy to be here. So,
yeah, that's beautiful. Now, you mentioned Dave being here. He has many accomplishments, winning accomplishments, and doing great things for the LaSalle program. How have the other coaches, or you can touch on Dave again, how has he helped you?
Yeah, so our assistant coach, Mike Zolk, or Zoom, he before the, LaSalle, he was my hitting coach. He helped me, see success at West Virginia, get me prepared, and kind of being that person. I'd give him and Dave a call, if stuff wasn't going right, because at a bigger school like that, you kind of have peaks and valleys of success. And, when stuff was going well, they kind of let me do my thing. But if I needed, a phone call or just somebody to calm me down, I could always call them. And honestly, I always knew that I had a home with them. Them bringing LaSalle back, it was always kind of in the back of my mind, man, I'd love to go play for those guys. And I think a lot of dudes feel the same, about playing for those guys. Playing for Dave, it's laid back, but you gotta go about your stuff correctly. If you're slacking off, especially Zoom, he'll let you know about it. We try to hold guys accountable here, and to hold guys accountable means success. So hopefully we're building a successful program here.
Yeah, so you just mentioned holding people accountable. You're one of the captains on the team.
Not yet. Dave's talked about it maybe, but honestly, the captains that I got hurt in the fall, so breaking my hand, I kind of almost feel like I didn't earn it. So I told the coaches, I was like, I don't know, for right now, let me earn it. But go ahead, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good. I was just talking with the athletic director and the coach, and they were telling us that you were the captain. So I was like, I wonder what goes into being a captain on technically a new team, and just motivating everyone and making sure, spirits stay high and everyone's.
Yeah, no. Even though I'm not officially named a captain yet, I definitely feel like I have a leadership role on the team. Just keeping guys, straight, and if they, we have a ton of younger guys on this team that have no college baseball experience. I've been everywhere, done everything in the college world of baseball. I've seen everything, ups, downs, in between. I just try to give the best advice that I can and kind of just be the shoulder for them to lean on. I know that this game, I mean, it's a game based on failure. You know, you fail 7 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer in the sport. So, and it's not only that, you know, like you got to go to class, you got to lift, you got to eat right, you got to do, you know, all the above. So there's so much stuff that goes into this. Even I get overwhelmed sometimes, you know, still to this day. And I've been doing this since, you know, 2021. I graduated in 21. So there's still, you know, obstacles to go through, and, you know, just being there for the guys and just, you know, understanding that this is a team is a huge deal in this sport. So. Yeah.
You mentioned having an injury.
Yeah.
What are some off-season improvements that you're looking to see?
So yeah, I broke my hamate bone in the fall during live at bats. So that was pretty tough. So I was all out from swinging the bat for 2 months. So during that time, I tried to kind of get my body right, get stronger, you know, because it's really all I could do. But, you know, right now I'm just trying to get the swing back. I'm feeling pretty good, you know, working with Coach Zolk and, you know, Dave. But, you know, other than that, kind of the same routine. I've been able to kind of build my own routine through the years, what works for me, what doesn't. You know, everybody doesn't work the same. You know, certain guys like doing certain things, and, you know, I've definitely come to find out what I like and don't like. So, you know, just work with Coach Zolk or Zoom, and, you know, he gets me right. So.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Now, your dad played baseball in college.
Yep.
Has he been an influence to you just starting baseball at all, or playing at a major level?
Yeah, big time. You know, he was my coach growing up. When I was a kid, I was on some really good travel teams, and he was always the coach. I don't even want to know how many baseballs that guy's thrown to me in the cage and on the field. I mean, when I was a kid, every day we'd go up to the park and hit on the field, and, you know, do fielding practice and all that. And so, you know, it's pretty special to me. He gets to come watch everything. When I was at West Virginia, he always made sure that he was there, and so yeah, he was a huge part, and I'm super thankful that, you know, he was such a big part in my baseball career. I don't think I'd be where I am without him, and experience all the things that I've gotten to without him. So, and my mom as well. She was always there too. So
yeah, we gotta love the parents.
Heck yeah.
They're always helping. So speaking on that, that probably helped with you being such a versatile player. You're considered a utility player. How do you prep for that, knowing that you could possibly be put anywhere at any game?
It kind of falls back on, you know, the overwhelm deal. You know, like, you just try to stay where your feet are, and, you know, kind of just be ready for whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like, I think this year I'll probably be starting out in the outfield somewhere, and, you know, if my name's called to play the infield, then whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whatever they need for me to win. The biggest thing is putting, you know, wins in the win column, and whatever I can do to help us win and, you know, do well, I'm gonna do. You know, like, there's no reason to be overwhelmed from that. You know, and I've learned that at West Virginia. I played mostly third, but I played everywhere. I played the outfield too, and yeah, I'm just ready to go.
What's your favorite position if you had to choose?
Oh man, probably center field, but I caught my senior year of high school, and I actually really enjoyed catching. My whole life I enjoyed catching, but yeah, I decided to not in college. But center field's probably my favorite position to play. Yeah.
A catcher isn't a popular spot, I would say.
No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. God bless the catchers, man. They work their tails off, and a lot of I like catching during a game, but I remember practice, and I was like, man, I don't know how they do this every day.
Yes, so. I agree. So, what's your favorite MLB team and your favorite player?
Oh, Phillies for sure.
Oh.
I'd say, I mean, Harper's always been my favorite. I mean, I don't know how he, can't be if you're a Phillies fan. Yeah, so probably just Harper. I like Bobby Witt too. He's the man. You know, he's super athletic, toolsy, kind of does everything. If he wanted to play outfield, he could. You know what I mean? I try to be as athletic as possible, and I think that's where the utility kind of comes in. So, you know, guys that are just fun to watch. You know what I mean? They can go play Gold Glove defense. They can hit for power, speed, whatever. I like watching guys like that. So.
Right, yeah. And that's important, honestly, in any sport, just be a versatile player.
Right.
And then lastly, like you said, you got a bunch of freshmen coming in.
Yeah.
What's some advice you would give to high schoolers that want to play at a college level?
Don't worry about the wrong things. I think a lot of guys get caught up in you know, like the exit velo stuff. Technology's taken over and everything, even our sport. And I think the exit velos and stuff like that, that's cool. But learn how to play the game the right way. You know what I mean? A lot of guys don't understand, like, when you get to college, and you see it with a ton of freshmen, it's very rare that a freshman comes in and you're like, oh man, he knows how to play the game. Which a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? But like, there's just a certain way that you go about your business in games and all that, and like game management, which a lot of those guys don't understand, because in high school, like, I was the same way. Like, thankfully I played Division III my freshman year. So like, I got 180 at bats to learn how to play the game. You know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to be able to do that. You can see with these freshmen, man, like, they come in and they think they can play, you know, high school brand of baseball in college. Unfortunately, it's just not how it works. And it's tough, like, to get an understanding of how to play the game, but just don't worry about the wrong stuff. And understand that, like, it takes time. Like, everybody wants to come in and play right away and be, you know, the Shohei Ohtani of the team. And it's like, you know, you got to understand, like, stuff comes with time. So be patient, learn how to play the game the right way, and, you know, just be a good teammate. That's all it is.
Yeah, I agree. You got to start at the bottom. And baseball does have a lot of rules. But I thank you for coming today and being here. And I hope you guys have a great season. I can't wait to watch you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're going to take it back to Riley and Gwen.
Thanks to Chase for visiting the studio.
Well, we have a busy week of Explore Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Women's and men's track and field team will compete once again at the Ott Center in Philadelphia for the Penn Invite Friday the 30th of January, starting at 12 p.m. Men's and women's swimming and diving team will compete at Monmouth on Saturday the 31st of January, starting at 11 a.m.
Men's basketball will head on the road this Saturday to take on Duquesne in the afternoon. Matchup tipping off at 2 p.m. Later that day, the men's basketball team will be back home, facing off against rival St. Joe's just 30 minutes after the women's tip-off. The men will then have a quick turnaround, travelling to Loyola, Chicago for a road game on Tuesday, while the women continue their road stretch with an away matchup against Dayton. It's a big week of Atlantic 10 action ahead for both basketball programs.
That just about wraps up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at the SportsLine LTV. We welcome you to send your thoughts and suggestions there.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And I'm Gwen Good. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.